We have some major breaking news as it has been announced and confirmed that Kaulig Racing will become the Anchor Truck Series team for Ram in 2026. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, we have some pretty massive major breaking news this early afternoon as it has been announced and confirmed that Kaulig Racing is officially the team anchor and the anchor team for the Ram program and the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. Here's an announcement from Kaulig Racing today. They say Kaulig Racing named anchor team for Ram's return to NASCAR. They say in the statement on their page, Ram officially confirmed today that Kaulig Racing will become the anchor factory team for the truck's maker's highly anticipated return to NASCAR, starting with the Craftsman Truck Series in 2026. Here's what Matt Kaulig said about the partnership. This partnership represents for more than a new chapter in Kaulig Racing's history. It's a union of shared values. Over the past decade, our team has built a legacy rooted in performance, integrity, and giving back to the community. To now join forces as the anchor team for Ram's return to NASCAR is both an honor and a responsibility. Together, we're ready to set a new standard on race day and an impact we make off the track. Here's what Tim Kuniskis said about this. We needed a partner that truly aligns with the Ram brand and embraces our unconventional approach to NASCAR, said Tim Kuniskis, Ram CEO. With Kaulig Racing, we found the perfect synergy to drive our last temps culture forward. The announcement marks a monumental moment in the history of the burgeoning team. Here's what Chris Rice said about them joining. We are proud of what the men and women of Kaulig Racing have accomplished over the past decade. Special thanks to Ty Norris for his dedication to Kaulig Racing and helping get us to the next level. As Kaulig Racing continues to build its Craftsman Truck Series team up for next year, the driver lineup for its inaugural season of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be announced at a later date. We've obviously been hearing a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation over the course of the last couple weeks that Kaulig Racing was the frontrunner to become the Ram team for the 2026 season, and now it's officially announced and confirmed that it's going to happen. Now, it was stated in the original statement by Fox News as well and other statements out there as well that Kaulig Racing is expected to not field just one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series teams in 2025. They will become the anchor team next year. It's only expected right now that there are probably only going to be 5 Rams on the track in the 2026 season. This is absolutely a major deal. It's the first time that the Ram has been supported by Dodge in the Craftsman Truck Series in quite some time. I think the last time we saw a Ram on the track was like 2016, and the last time they got some sort of factory support was when Dodge was in NASCAR back in 2012 when they left at the end of the 2012 season. You had some of those zombie Dodges that were around in the Craftsman Truck Series at that time, but now it's officially confirmed that they're going to be fielding 5 cars. This is definitely a major deal, and I think this is an absolute big thing for Kaulig Racing, and it's going to be a major undertaking for the Kaulig Racing organization. Kaulig Racing is a team that has struggled in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in the last year or so. They've had 3 cars at this point, and then of course when it comes to their Cup Series program, they've shown some decent pace this year in 2025. I think a lot of that has to do with Ty Norris, who joined the program at the end of last year, and I think he's been helping that organization on the Cup side get a little bit better. The big question many are going to be asking is how are they able to 5 field Truck Series rides? There's been some rumors and speculation that Spire Motorsports may be helping in some way, shape, or form. There's been rumors that Spire Motorsports could be downsizing their Truck Series program for the 2026 season, which I think certainly is a possibility at this point right now, where they may only be fielding 3 trucks. They might have sold off some of their equipment. There were rumors about Spire moving out to the Xfinity Series in 2026, but there's been denial from multiple people in the industry that that's not happening at this point. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Spire fields a part-time ride. Who knows at this point. But we're not talking mainly about Spire. We're going back to Kaulig Racing. This is going to be a massive undertaking for the Kaulig Racing team and organization. But with them going to Ram, there's a couple major possibilities that can happen here. Number one, there's also been a lot of talk and a lot of conversation about potentially Dodge going NASCAR Cup Series racing as early as 2027. With Ram working with Kaulig, I think this is going to be your first team more than likely to be joining up in the NASCAR Cup Series if they do get the Cup, of course, in 2027. Now, to be approved for the 2027 season, I think they have to have a body approved by September, which are probably working on that at this point. And I think that this will hurt Kaulig, though, considering they're working with ECR and Richard Childress Racing very closely at this point. I think that relationship is going to be severed just a little bit, and you're probably going to see Kaulig Racing not get a ton of support from Chevrolet going forward. You're probably going to see something very similar when some teams were leaving to go to different manufacturers. You're probably going to see that going into 2026, where Kaulig may struggle next year, at least on their Cup, and maybe even their Xfinity Series program as well, because they're not going to be able to go to meetings more than likely with Chevrolet, and I think that's going to hurt them in a big way as well. But the big question you have to ask yourself is who are the likely candidates and potential drivers who could be driving for the team in 2026. There's been a lot of talk about maybe Daniel Dye. Daniel Dye, we don't know what his future is for 2026 at this point, but especially with him being announced at Randy Dye's shop, which is Daniel Dye's father's Dodge dealership, I would have to think Daniel Dye is a potential candidate for the seat going into 2026. Other drivers are not signed at this point. Maybe Caden Honeycutt, but Honeycutt's expected to go to Dodge, expected to go to Tricon next year, so probably not Caden Honeycutt at this point. Some have suggested Cletus McFarland. We've heard rumors about Cletus being rumored to a Truck Series program, but I don't know if Cletus McFarland will be the driver. Could we see some people from maybe the lower series move up? That's going to be very interesting to me, is what the driver lineup is going to look like for 2026. Could Matt Crafton get involved a little bit? Maybe make some select starts. I think that certainly is a possibility. And could we see some other drivers that are unknown at this point get the chance and opportunity to drive for the Ram program next year with Kaulig? I think that's going to be interesting. Especially with them, though, being the factory program for next year. I do think Kaulig Racing, depending on who they get for their program for next year, I'm very interested on that, who they are going to have next year. Because are they going to have some Cup guys come down? Are they going to get some veterans who have been retired from quite some time to come back? Could we see some surprising drivers show up to get behind the wheel? I think that's going to be interesting at this point. Could we see maybe Corey LaJoie get an opportunity with this team? I don't know at this point, because Corey wants to be in Cup at the moment, but of course he's been associated with Spire. I'm very interested to see who the potential candidates could end up being for the 2026 year. There's been talk about Ram having some sort of gong show going into next year, which I'm not sure if that is still going to be happening at this particular moment. But depending on who their lineup is going to be and what crew chiefs they get, this team could be very, very successful, and this team could be a championship caliber team. And I think about with Ram coming in and Kaulig coming in, the Truck Series has needed some juice in this for quite some time. There's been a lot of struggles from the Truck Series recently. They've had struggles getting the viewership currently at the moment. They've had races under 300,000 quite a bit this year, and the ratings have just not been that good. And we all know how bad the broadcasts have generally been from Fox, right? Fox's broadcasting has been terrible and been atrocious. A lot of that in part to Jamie Little, Michael Waltrip being in the booth, but there's been other issues with the camera work, among other things. It just hasn't been much chemistry with the coverage with a lot of remote broadcasts. I think having them come in along with that St. Petersburg race coming in, I think this actually will bring a lot of juice back to the Craftsman Truck Series, and this will also probably help the purse money as well. There's been a lot of talk about the purse money in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series throughout the year. There's been a lot of uncertainty around that at this point. So a lot of this money being brought into the series, I think that's going to be a big deal, because Dodge and Ram are going to put a lot of effort into this and a lot of money into this to try to make this deal work very, very well. So I'm very intrigued to see how all this is going to work out, but I'm excited to see this, and I think it's a big deal to see that Kaulig is actually finally going Craftsman Truck Series racing in 2026. They've had some success in Xfinity competition. They won the regular season championship with AJ Allmendinger in 2021. They've won a lot of road course races with AJ Allmendinger, of course, but they've also won a lot of races with Shane Van Gisbergen. They've won races with Jeff Burton, and Justin Haley got the chance and opportunity last night to run the Xfinity Series race. And you've had other big names like Will Brown, who's actually going to be running the Xfinity Series race coming up here very soon next weekend at Portland, and a lot of really cool stuff happening with the Kaulig Racing organization at this point. But I think for Kaulig, especially with their Cup Series program, they've needed some juice at this point, and I still think it's a big deal nonetheless. And I think this is absolutely really exciting to see that this is going to be happening for the 2026 year. I think it's exciting, something really cool, something very exciting nonetheless, and pretty cool that they're going to have the opportunity to field 5 trucks. I did not think there'd be a chance we see 5 trucks in the Truck Series, but I think it's really, really big deal. And we're here something actually confirmed as well. From Bob Pocker's noted, as I'm looking at it, Kaulig Racing will be the only Truck Series team for 2026, that being for the Ram program, and they will still be based in their shops at an RCR camp, and they'll basically do their own building. So team will be based in their own shop. So that was confirmed today in the official press release and the announcement as well. So this is a very big, exciting deal nonetheless, and I think it's pretty cool that Kaulig will finally have a Truck Series program in the 2026 year. And again, Bob Pockers did confirm something I mentioned a little bit ago. They're expected to have obtain some trucks from Spire, and Spire will still probably field a couple trucks in 2026 as well. So nonetheless, really cool to see, and pretty excited to see that Ram will be joining the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series team in 2026. Pretty excited to see they're joining down next year. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on Kaulig Racing joining up with Ram. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What thoughts about Kaulig Racing joining the Craftsman Truck Series next year with Ram? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think it will affect the relationship between Chevrolet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today, we've got another big announcement coming with Trackhouse Racing, expecting to announce Connor Zilch full-time to the Cup Series next year. We also will tomorrow have silly season predictions for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series next year, and we also will have some other stuff in the works as well. We will have the Cup review later tonight as well, maybe a Shane Van Gisbergen video too, depending on how he does tonight. Then on Monday, we'll have a NASCAR news video to talk about the Trackhouse announcement, the Kaulig Racing announcement, and all the big announcements that have happened so far this week. And we got other content coming out, people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Carson Quaffle, Jr. Motorsports, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Priest, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, 2011 Front Row, the lawsuit, Ram, Cletus Avron, Dodge Ram, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel in the coming days and coming weeks as well. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.